All right, we are live for our second video of the day. So if you haven't seen the other video I just posted, go check it out. There's a bunch of comics that are coming out today for Comic Book Wednesday that you may be interested in. And this one is where you guys and gals in my viewership, you don't even have to be subscribers, but you can cast a vote on the comics that you want me to send out to get graded. It used to be I would send 4 books to PGX every month. I'd just pick the ones that I wanted to see. And sometimes people would be like, oh, you're picking the same things over and over again. So instead of just being a spectator, you can actually make a vote count to which books will get selected. So what this is a deal I made with PGX. And like I said in the other video, I don't have any contracts, so I'm under no obligation to do or say anything. But if you use the code We Love Comics Free Press, if you do use PGX and send 10 books or more, you will get one of the books pressed for free, which is roughly about a $20 value. So it's a good way to save a little money. And if you use the code We Love Comics Graders Notes, for $5 a piece, you can add the Graders Notes on directly the back slab of the book. I do that every month because I like having them on there because it makes them more accountable for what the grade is and why, so you don't have to go looking it up. And yes, you can get it for free, but if you want it added to the actual slab, that is an option. So check out the description of this video and you'll see all different links of discounts like you see here with the $20 cash back. If you spend $20 or more after you click on the link, within the first 90 days you'll get a $20 cash back bonus. So let me show you really quick, if you're new to YouTube or new to these voting procedures, how do you do it? So I'm just going to show you really quick. If you go to my main page where you see my thumbnail and everything, you'll see right here it says home, video, playlists, and everything else. You go and click on community, and when you click on community, you will see it's not up yet. It will be up right after this video is over, but you will see right here a poll where you can vote for one of the 5 comics that will be listed as an option. So I only am allowed to send 4 in a month, which is perfectly fine. I pick one of them, and then you guys pick the remaining 3. So let me put on the video camera, otherwise this is going to be more challenging. So you guys pick 3 of the 5, and the top 3 will be selected and be sent in for next month. So you have the whole month to be able to cast your vote. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you the first one that I picked. Now, the funny thing is, I was looking for the West Coast Avengers comic of the first appearance of the White Vision. Just seeing the cover, I know I have it. Now, I may have put it in one of the mystery boxes at some point, because I've been searching half of my collection where I thought it might be, and it's not there. I'm not done yet. But, and by the way, I do sell mystery boxes. That's another thing. If you go to my thumbnail on the main page in the bottom right-hand corner of the banner, you'll see the ability to check them out, the mystery boxes. But this book I found accidentally, didn't even know I have it. And this is the one I'm picking that will be sent to be graded. I'm so glad I found this and didn't even know I had it. So it pays to go through your boxes, because you never know what you might discover. I find stuff all the time that I didn't remember buying that end up being worth a lot of money. So, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 51. This is the 1 in 10 Incentive Eastman variant. This is the most expensive of all of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 51 issues. This is the first Jenica. Now, I did find a blank variant of this about a week ago, but this is the artist rendition variant. So this is at a 9.8. GoCollect.com has this .com has this comic at a 9.8, around $600. I paid a total of $10.80 for this book. So, totally was looking to see if I had this weeks ago, must have passed it, and I only found the blank variant, which I'm happy to have too, because that one's worth about 150 to 120 range, and I paid cover price for that. But I paid $10 for this, totally forgot I have it. So this is 9.8 potential. I mean, this was bought in this bag and board. from the comic book store the day it came out. So that's the one I picked. Now here's the 5 choices you guys get to choose from. And again, the voting will be able to be done as soon as this video is ended. I will post the voting so you guys can cast your vote, and hopefully you will. And again, stick around, join the live chat, stick around till the end, because I always pick the surprise subscriber shout-outs. The shout-outs you can post either you link to your YouTube channel if you make videos, to your social networks, or if you sell anything on Amazon or eBay, you could post a link there. So it's your choice which one you want to do. You don't even have to be a subscriber. Just keep in mind, I do have to approve the links first, so even if you hit enter, it will not show in the comments section until I verify it. All right, so the first one, this is a video I made the other day about how you can get books that you love and very key issues for no money. Hopefully you'll check out that video. But this was the #1 comic in there. This is Bone #1. This is the first print. It's graded a CGC 9.0. Now, I do not believe this book has been pressed, and I cannot find anything wrong with this book. So why it got a 9.0, I mean, there is a little corner ding, and it doesn't break color, so a pressing would definitely improve this book. So if you think this book is worthy to be cracked open, sent to get pressed and dry cleaned, it could go up to a 9.4 to a 9.6. I wouldn't assume a 9.8, but again, I don't see one spine tick at all, so I don't know why this is a 9.0. And of course, there's no grader's notes, so we can't tell, but we could find out together. I did such a good trade on this one. I'm very happy with it regardless. Even if it comes back, still a 9.0. All right, next up. This is a book I've been telling people for years to get, because I had sources that told me about this way back in Phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, saying that in either Phase 4 or Phase 5, this character would come out. People laughed at me and said I was making stuff up. Well, a lot of the things I've been telling people have been coming true. They just didn't happen right away. But this book, I got about 3 or 4 copies. This is, I think, the most expensive one I paid for. This, of course, Silver Surfer #3. If you've been watching my channel all the way back in the days, especially back with my original channel that I closed down, stupid me, this is the first appearance of Mephisto, and I was telling people years ago that Mephisto was going to end up either in the MCU as far as a movie or a TV show, and it hasn't happened yet, but there's a lot of rumors that this character is going to be appearing and become a villain in the next up-and-coming MCU section. Whether it happens or not, there are no guarantees until it happens, but this has been a hot book. So this is the first Mephisto. I spent a grand total, including shipping and handling, of $49.50. So this book can come back a 0.5, and I wouldn't have to worry. Of course, that's not going to happen. Looks pretty darn good. It can definitely benefit from a pressing. There is a little bit of a bend right there, but it's not a rip. It's kind of like if somebody was grabbing it to turn the page, kind of bent it down a little bit, so pressing will help. It's got a little spine. It's got a little crease right there that does break color, maybe about an inch across, but otherwise, this is probably a 5.0 to a 6.0 book. So for $49.50, definitely worth it. Another book I've been stocking up for a while, and it's still not too late to get this book, even though it is getting more and more expensive and will continue to get more and more expensive. You could vote for X-Men number 94. I had one of these when I was a kid, and it got stolen, and I learned the hard way not to make sure you remove the tape off of the backboard if you're going to take out the comic, because when I was a kid, the tape got stuck right by his mouth, and I went to pull it quickly, and it ripped all around his mouth. But it got stolen, so that's somebody else's problem. Again, I have probably 5 or 6 copies of this. One of the reasons I say to get multiple copies is how exactly I got Bone #1, because this was one of the comics I put in the trade. It was a lower grade, and you could see I still have one. As a matter of fact, I have at least, like I said, 3 or 4 more copies. So if you have multiple copies of books, you could sell them and still have them, or you can trade them for something else you want, because I've never had the Bone series, and I absolutely wanted it. So it's another book I've been telling people to get. This is probably, after pressing and dry cleaning, between a 6.0 and a 6.5. So I'll say 5.5 to 6.5 because you never know with pressings. But I paid $228.50 for this book. So if you think that's the one you want to see, cast your vote for that. 2 more to go. And like I said, don't forget to join up the cash back. Now, 7 people have hit the like button already. So I want to thank the 7 people kind enough to hit the like button. I always appreciate those who go above and beyond just spectating and showing they support the channel. Now, this is a book I sent to get graded by PGX. They unfortunately forgot to press it because there is a big dent that goes through the entire book. It does not break color, so it will be on the front as well. It goes all the way through. A pressing will get rid of that. So this was graded a 9.0, and it even says on the Graders Notes, like I said, if you use the code We Love Comics Graders Notes, you can get the Graders Notes placed on the back, and they have new slabs where they put the PGX label on the top and the bottom, so it will have a better read and a better display for the Graders Notes right smack in the middle. So I can't wait for my next batch to come back so I can show you the new labels. But this came back a 9.0 because of that. That is the only defect. And again, it does not break color. So a pressing could bring this to a 9.6, maybe even a 9.8. So if you think this is worth cracking open, getting resent, let me know. Cast your vote for that. Last but not least, this is a book I tell people all the time. Base your opinions on your own experience, not just what the masses tell you. Because like I've always said, the masses for thousands of years were convinced and told the people that the world was flat. So if you want to go with what the masses think, you know, be a follower, that's up to you. But most people who hate PGX and love CGC say the following: CGC will always get you the top dollar for your comics. Probably 85% of the time that is an accurate statement, but it is not 100% accurate because there are different reasons to send your books to different companies: PGX, CBCS, and CGC. CGC will not always get you the best price. I'll give you an example. I showed one the other day. This is the other one. This is Champions #1, first appearance of the Champions. This is the 1 in 100 Alex Ross variant. This was signed by Mark Waid, but because it was not signature witnessed, somebody sent it to CGC. It came back a 9.8 with white pages with a green qualified label that says writing on the front. I paid $515.20 for this book, which is the going rate basically for this book non-signed. So to get this cracked open, sent to PGX, who does do signature verification, I will send this top part with it to show that it was a 9.8, and then I will have it verified. So books that are unsigned at a 9.8 have been selling for about 800, even though, like I said, roughly about 500 is the Go Collect. But if you look these days, a lot of the comics are selling way above what the Go Collect prices are, especially like, for example, Giant Size X-Men 1, Hulk 181, Fantastic Four books, X-Men books. They're going way over what the Go Collect is. Because remember, Go Collect bases it on previous sales. So if people are willing to spend more, then that will increase the value over time. So that's a starting point. So those are the 5 books. So CGC was not the best option for this book, because they probably would have been able, if this would have been sent to either PGX or CBCS, they could have gotten $700-800 for this book, because it would have been verified at a 9.8. So CGC is not always the best choice. I'm not saying they're not the best company, and I'm not saying they won't get you the most money, but it depends on the situation. I have a video under my playlist under tips and advice that gives an honest opinion of all 3 companies, CGC, CBCS, and PGX, and their strengths and weaknesses. So it really depends on what you want. Don't base your collection and your investments in your money on somebody else's opinion. especially if they're going to bully you or tell you only one side of a story. Because CGC may be great, but they have their faults. PGX may have their faults, but they have their good moments as well. CBCS may take 6 years to get your books, but they still have quality when it comes to their grading. So it depends on why you want to use them. So please, don't just go by the herd mentality where somebody said something and you want to fit into that group so they don't bully you or pick on you, and base that on your decision for your money. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, whether they're a comic book store, whether they're an individual, whether they're a group of the comic book community, they do not lose or make money on what you do. So there's nothing wrong with getting advice, but don't ever let anyone influence you to do something out of peer pressure because you feel like if you don't fit in with them, you're not part of the crowd. That's one of the reasons why there are some people in this community, and I always use quotes, that don't like me because I have a difference of opinion. In this world, that should be a good thing. If everybody thought and looked and acted the same, what a boring world this would be. So if you want to be one of the bandwagoners that join in just to fit into the crowd, so you could say, oh, I'm with the 5,000 people over here that are in the cooler group, and look at the 1 or 2 people over there, keep in mind this. Every major change throughout history has happened not by the masses doing something, but by 1 or 2 people doing something. The Einsteins of the world, the Martin Luther Kings of the world, the George Washingtons of the world, the Genghis Khans of the world. That might not be the greatest example, but my point is, usually it's one person or one small group of people that change the world and do something no one else ever thought of before. The masses always follow along or make their opinions because they're afraid to do anything. If you want to be a part of that, to fit into a group, well, that says more about an insecurity that you need to better yourself for. Because, like they say, it's lonely at the top. Because most people do not want to put in the effort to succeed in life. And success is whatever you make it. Don't make success on how many green pieces of paper you have in a bank account or in your pocketbook to justify your success. You could be a homeless person who's very successful because they spent their whole life doing what they wanted and they were incredibly happy doing it. So don't follow the mainstream. Do what you want and what's best for you. And that's my sermon for the day. So thank you to the 13 people that hit the like button. I know a lot of people don't like my sermons because they don't want to hear it and they leave, and that's perfectly fine. The 16, 17 people that are here, if one of you actually liked what I had to say and it helped you think in life in a different way, in a different perspective, then to me, that's a good thing. We need more people in this world that try and do good, because we see a lot of the opposite happening these days, and you wonder why the world's been crazy for the past year, and God knows how many years before that. So, 13 people hit the like button. Thank you very much. Right after this video ends, I will post the ability to vote, so please cast your vote, participate in it. You have until the last week of this month to do that, and let me pick today's surprise subscriber shout out. And by the way, as you see on the image on the screen, that is a pick. Back in high school, when I didn't shave my head back then, I actually used one of those, so interesting time. So let's pick today's surprise subscriber shout outs. You do have to be in the live chat, so we're going to go with Nitro. You are the first one of our surprise subscriber shout-outs. And we're going to go with Madhouse Studios. Both of you are today's surprise subscriber shout-outs. So you could post a link to your YouTube channel or to your social networks or to an auction site or somewhere where you sell stuff. Just keep in mind I have to approve the links first. So if you see our shout-out link, go give them a shout out. Please go check out their videos and maybe see what they have to sell if they're posting something like that. So the voting is about to happen right now. I just posted it. So go to the community section on my main page. You will have the ability to cast your vote. By the end of the month, I will pick, well, you guys will pick which 3 of those 5 will be going out with me. So let me know what you thought about these books and my little sermon if you like that stuff. And check out the earlier video I did today about the must-have comics coming out for Comic Book Wednesday today. And do not forget, it is not you, it is not I, it is we love comics. Thanks for watching. If you're my power viewers and ultra power viewers, make yourself known. Have a great day, everybody.